Hey guys, welcome to Pages with Sidra. Today we are going to start episode 681 of I Have 90 Billion Licking Gold Coins. If you haven't watched the previous chapters, make sure to check them out on my channel. Now, without any delay, let's dive into the chapter. Chapter 1186, 100,000 Troops. Time passed in a flash. 10 days went by. The tree-cutting alliance grew at an unbelievable speed, expanding rapidly. Soon, the number of members surpassed 100,000. In these 10 days, as the Alliance's army pushed deeper, they discovered 3 to 5 Overlord-level inheritances almost every day. During this time, the Holy Sun Yin Feng was utterly shocked. According to the Sacred Land notes the Starwave Grand Prince had introduced to them earlier, there were many dangerous places in the Inheritance Sacred Land that absolutely must not be entered. Yet Chen Yuan did the opposite. Wherever the notes said was dangerous, he led the army to sweep it clean. The terrifying combat power of 100,000 Holy Suns was unstoppable, crushing everything in their path. Through victory after victory, and the generous distribution of loot after each battle, Chen Yuan's prestige as leader rose to unimaginable heights in a very short time. As their advance became faster and deeper, the energy levels in the Sacred Land clearly increased. The fierce beasts they encountered along the way were no longer a threat. Chen Yuan didn't even need to lift a hand. 100,000 troops would charge in, no matter the numbers, obliterating everything in moments, each person unleashing a skill, wiping out all enemies instantly. As victories piled up, every alliance member gradually gained strong confidence. These originally cautious Holy Sons of Inheritance had now become battle fanatics. One day, the tree-cutting alliance's vanguard, scouting ahead, happened to run into several Inheritance Holy Sons fleeing for their lives. "Brothers, why do you look so battered? Run! Hurry! There are so many bloodthirsty demon spiders ahead. It's terrifying." "Really? Brothers, that means we've struck gold again." A Galaxy Tier Level 2 Inheritance Holy Sun grinned and fired a signal flare into the sky. "Are you crazy? You'll lure all the demon spiders here. Oh my god, don't panic. Stay calm. You'll soon see the power of our tree-cutting alliance." "Tree-cutting what?" Before he finished speaking, in the distance less than 20 kilometers away, a massive black wave appeared, densely packed Inheritance Holy Suns sweeping forward like a tide, tens of thousands strong. At that moment, the bloodthirsty demon spiders chasing from ahead appeared. Each spider was over 100 meters long, with 8 razor-sharp claws that could even cut through extremely tough Startong trees. Over 1,000 such spiders, all Galaxy Tier Level 1, with the advantage of fighting in the forest. Even a Galaxy Tier Level 5 powerhouse would avoid them. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the tree-cutting alliance. Under the army's combined attack, in less than half an incense stick of time, all the spiders were wiped out. That terrifying swarm of demon spiders, wiped out just like that. Who founded this tree-cutting alliance? To gather so many Inheritance Holy Sons? There must be 100,000 of them. You don't understand. Our leader, Holy Sun Chen Yuan, comes from a top planet of a Level 7 civilization, a peerless prodigy. He once wiped out the Blood Demon Flower Sea in one move, shattered a Level 5 civilization's divine weapon with a single sword, and triggered a Venerable's inheritance in the First Sacred Land. But our leader didn't even care about the Venerable's inheritance. He's wise, brilliant, and has led us to sweep through one deadly place after another. A few little spiders like this aren't even worth him personally taking action. Now it's time to divide the loot. Those demon spiders have plenty of forging materials. "Big brother, how can I join the tree-cutting alliance?" "Simple. You just need to cut down 10 Startong trees and hand them over. Then swear loyalty to our leader. From then on, you can walk through this sacred land unchallenged. No one will dare to bully you." "Good. I'm going to cut trees right now. I'm joining the tree-cutting alliance." "Me too." Soon, Holy Sun Yuming came to Chen Yuan, smiling obsequiously. "Boss, here are the bloodthirsty demon spider cores we just collected. 1,082 in total. Not bad. I'll take just 100 of these. The rest, split them among everyone. From now on, all loot only needs to turn in 1/10. "Boss, you're too generous. I'll spread the word immediately." Yuming knew that with this policy, The alliance's unity and growth speed would soar to a whole new level. These heaven's chosen holy sons would one day become great powerhouses. If they could be gathered under Chen Yuan's banner and still obey him after leaving the sacred land, they could form an extremely terrifying force in the future. Chen Yuan had the talent and strength to challenge higher civilization sacred lands, but he chose to stay in the first sacred land to build up power, clearly a long-term thinker with great ambition. Compared to other top heavens chosen holy sons, he was obviously wiser and more beloved by his people. Suddenly, a scout reported, "Leader, 50 kilometers ahead, we found a star-eating beast. Its nest contains a teleportation entrance. We've finally found an entrance. Pass my order, advance." In just one incense stick of time, the 50 kilometers ahead were flattened under the march of 100,000 troops. The star-eating beast had a massive blood-filled maw, its entire body covered in pitch-black scales, hard as can be. Unlike other giant beasts, it was smaller, about 50 meters long and 30 meters tall. Its most notable trait was gluttony. Its body contained its own pocket space, allowing it to eat endlessly. It was born understanding spatial laws, making it extremely difficult to kill. A Galaxy Tier Level 1 star-eating beast could give even a Galaxy Tier Level 2 powerhouse trouble. But against 100,000 troops, mercy was not an option. The supposedly tricky star-eating beast lasted less than 5 seconds before being blasted to death. Easy work. The star-eating beast is dead. Its cave is a teleportation passage to the second sacred land. But this passage can only allow 10 inheritance holy sons in at a time. Chen Yuan spoke casually. Anyone who wants to enter the second sacred land can bid for a spot. The top 10 bidders get in. I bid 10 million Star River coins. I bid 20 million. 30 million. In the end, the 10 spots sold for nearly 1 billion Star River coins. Chapter 1187. The 300,000-strong army. At this moment, as 10 holy sons surged into the teleportation passage together, a wave of spatial fluctuation came. The entrance disappeared. Sure enough, at most only 10 could enter. It was likely that some top-tier civilization bigwig had calculated that defeating a Star-Eater beast was extremely difficult, so 10 Galaxy First-Tier Prodigy Holy Sons would have to join forces. This not only tested individual strength, but also teamwork. Sometimes, when your own ability isn't enough, you need to seek help from others. This, too, is a form of wisdom. Being flexible allows one to go farther. Let's keep advancing, Chen Yuan said calmly. With a thought, an immense wave of spiritual power instantly covered several thousand kilometers ahead. So that was it. The deeper they pushed forward, the more entrances to the second sacred ground there were. Within the range of his spiritual sense alone, Chen Yuan detected at least 1,000 entrances. Everyone, don't worry. There are plenty of entrances to the second sacred ground. The farther we advance, the more entrances there will be. As long as you're a member of the Tree-Cutting Alliance, each of you will be able to enter the second sacred ground. When Chen Yuan said this, all the holy sons stirred with excitement, especially those with insufficient strength who never even dreamed of entering the second sacred ground. At this moment, they were thrilled, overjoyed, and fanatical. I'm only half-step galaxy level. I can really enter the second sacred ground. This is great. I didn't expect that sticking with a big force would have such benefits. I'm going to notify my friends right now to hurry and join the Tree-Cutting Alliance. We've been sweeping away obstacles the whole way. If other holy sons enter from the gap we made, they probably won't face any danger. As expected, the leader didn't just have us cutting trees for Starwood. By cutting trees, we not only train ourselves, but more importantly, we clear a safe path. This way, holy sons with weaker strength can also easily find teleportation entrances. With such appeal, countless holy sons will be drawn to us. The alliance will grow even stronger. The leader's foresight is amazing. He thought of everything. Truly worthy of being a top holy son from a level 7 civilization planet. The prodigies discussed in awe. At that moment, the holy sun tokens in their hands suddenly lit up again. Ding! Congratulations to Gu Yuezi for successfully entering the 4th sacred ground. Ding! Congratulations to Han Yuan Holy Sun for successfully entering the 4th sacred ground. Ding! Congratulations to Tong Tian Holy Son for successfully entering the 4th Sacred Ground. Current number of inheritors. First Sacred Ground, 892,999 trillion. Second Sacred Ground, 1 billion. Third Sacred Ground, 580,000. Fourth Sacred Ground, 3. Someone already broke into the 4th Sacred Ground? That's way too fast. There's no comparison. The universe's top monsters are on a whole different level. If it weren't for leader Chen Yuan, we probably wouldn't have made it here. For me, just entering the 2nd Sacred Ground is enough. The energy index there reaches 10,000 points. Training there for 10 years, the benefits are unimaginable. The army continued forward and soon found a second teleportation entrance. A small Star Eater beast stood in their way. Against a 100,000-strong army, it naturally couldn't stir up any trouble. Without suspense, it was slain on the spot. Chen Yuan took the beast's starry beast core. It seemed to contain spatial power and an immense energy, far more than what a starry origin stone held, by tens of thousands of times. However, the core contained many energy impurities that could affect the mind. Absorbing and refining one occasionally was fine, but too many would cause energy rampage, loss of control, and deviation into madness. It was indeed incredibly effective for improving strength, but it was pulling up the seedlings to force growth. Too much, too fast. Chen Yuan didn't care about that. He operated the 6th layer of the Qian Yuan guidance technique and absorbed wildly. He could absorb 10-star level tier 10 beast cores a day and 1 galaxy tier 1 beast core per day. Every moment, he was refining energy. If his body couldn't take it, he'd just use enhancement points to repair himself. Time passed. 10 more days went by. With the army sweeping forward, Chen Yuan had already helped thousands of holy sons successfully enter the 2nd Sacred Ground. The deeper they went, the denser the Star Eater beast nests became. Galaxy Tier 2 beasts even appeared, and over 100 Dominator inheritances were triggered during this time. But what made Chen Yuan feel utterly helpless was the Tree-Cutting Alliance's army hadn't shrunk at all. Instead, it had expanded into a 300,000-strong force. At first, they'd said that all Alliance members would enter the 2nd Sacred Ground. Now the number of members kept increasing like crazy. 1 told 10, 10 told 100. It was unstoppable. The Alliance's reputation grew bigger and bigger. Every day, tens of thousands of holy sons came, wanting to join. The route cleared by the Tree-Cutting Alliance was recognized as the safest. All dangers had been eliminated. It was impossible not to attract people. You could just walk in, following the massive tree stumps that stretched out of sight, already stunned before even meeting the Alliance. Along the way, there were countless remains of powerful beasts and dangerous cosmic plants. Finally, when they reached the main force of the Tree-Cutting Alliance, they were shocked by the dense mass of 300,000 troops. For easier management, Chen Yuan set up 3 positions. Squad Leader commands 100 holy sons. Company Leader commands 10 squad leaders. Battalion Leader commands 10 company leaders. Currently, 30 battalion leaders had been appointed, all chosen personally by Chen Yuan. And to confirm alliance membership, Chen Yuan made a red axe flag. Anyone with this emblem on their clothes was a Tree-Cutting Alliance member. Boss, we found a large number of Star Eater beasts ahead. It's likely their main nest, with over 10,000 of them. Ghostly Holy Son reported, sweat on his forehead. So many? Then we'll just wipe them out. Chen Yuan was already excited. After absorbing so many beast cores, the space inside his body was constantly expanding, faintly approaching a breakthrough to galaxy level. That's it for today's chapter recap. If you enjoyed the breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest manga, manhwa, and manhwa recaps. Got thoughts on today's chapter? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear your take on the story. See you in the next one. Until then, keep turning the pages.